November 2019, the Matrix being exposed. I'm Thor Sandalwood, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today in this video. Okay guys, so today is, as I make this video, it's November 4th, 2019. And the big thing that's happening today is Jupiter is changing signs from Scorpio into Sagittarius. This is a pretty big deal because it only happens once a year that Jupiter changes into the next sign. So it stays in the sign for approximately one whole year. I've heard it said with a lot of astrologers that the inner planets, so planets like Venus, Mercury, Mars, the inner planets kind of develop the little stage play of our lives with the different relationships we have. But the outer planets like Saturn and Jupiter, those are the big planets that really are the stage of our life. So those are the sets, those are the stage. The planets like Saturn and Jupiter really put the framework of our karma and our lives. In Western tropical astrology, they also include planets like Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto. But in Vedic astrology, we just used the visible planets, which is all the way until Saturn. This matrix being exposed really came to my mind because I was researching this whole Jupiter transiting in the Sagittarius. But this isn't just a normal transit. We have K2 there, and we also have Saturn there. Now, K2 and Saturn were transiting with each other for several months. They were actually following each other. And this to me represents government structures. Saturn represents the government. It represents corporations, society. Structures falling apart because K2 is the big dissolver. K2 is the planet that cuts things, tears things apart. So now we got Jupiter entering into the whole fray right here in the sign of Sagittarius. And Jupiter represents truth, but not just truth in intellectual truth like Mercury. Jupiter is like the big T truth about things being revealed to us. So that's why I thought about this being the matrix being exposed. And what I've been noticing in the news quite a bit lately is the propaganda machine has been going full steam. Because when you look at what the news is telling us, and then when you actually look at the facts and figures of what's actually happening, it's usually two different things happening, okay? So if you go to the news, they're going to tell you, for example, the economy. The economy is doing great. It's awesome. There's jobs everywhere. Unemployment's at 3%, and they're giving you all these numbers. Jobs, jobs, jobs. They're everywhere, okay? But then all these disturbing statistics are coming out. For example, we find out that 40% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency expense. Okay, so if the economy is going so good, why can't they cover a $400 emergency expense? Shouldn't people have $400 in their savings? No, because they got us all on this credit cards and all this junk that they have us on. Also, another statistic people don't like to look at, half of American workers make less than $30,000 a year. So if things are booming so much, why is it they're making so, only under $30,000 a year? Doesn't sound very good at all. And then you look at the news and you see that the Federal Reserve has been lowered interest rates for the third time in 2019. So wait, why is the Federal Reserve lowering interest rates if things are going so great? So this is really about what the matrix is. So you're going to have to use this transit, especially with K2 in Sagittarius. Then we have Rahu up in Gemini in the nakshatra of Ardra, or the storm god. And if you guys want to take a look at that, take a look at my Rahu and Ardra video where we talk about the storm being here and all this stuff happening. But Jupiter being in Sagittarius, this is really about the truth of things coming out and being exposed. I was also doing some research about the sign of Sagittarius. And in Western astrology, they use the outer planets, just like I talked about earlier in this video. Pluto is also in the sign of Sagittarius right now. And Pluto is all about revolutions, transformation, And so this is a huge time period for us that we're going through. And so now we just had President Trump. They voted on the first stage of the impeachment process, and it looks like it's going to be accelerated to the next stage. Also, it looks like currently they are going to get 8 years of President Trump's tax returns. So that's going to be coming out. So this is going to be the month of secrets being exposed, things coming out, things we didn't know about. And so you guys might be wondering, well, why was I talking about the economic stuff earlier in the video? The reason is because I do see an economic recession happening with this K2 and Saturn aspect. I do see an economic problems happening because Saturn also represents institutions like banks, money system. Federal Reserve would be indicated by Saturn in the chart. Jupiter's coming in, it's going to be revealing the spotlight on all that things, the banks, the government, the corporations. All this stuff is going to be exposed in the next several months. So we're going to be in for a very wild ride in the future. So it's up to you guys to use your discernment to be able to discern truth and what is propaganda. Also, for you guys that follow conspiracy circles, QAnon just came out of the woodwork again on November 2nd. He put a few posts out there and he was missing for 90 days. So this tells me that there's an acceleration happening now. Why was Q gone for 3 months? So now we're going to see a speed up of whatever was building up in the last few months is going to start being released. We're in very dangerous times right now with everything happening. And this Trump impeachment thing is just the beginning of it. As I said in my previous videos, we might see either a forced removal or even a resignation, because these same things were happening around the time that President Nixon was in office. Okay, guys, that's it for this update for this week. If you guys want to comment, please leave a comment down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel for more predictions and more updates. If you guys have any charts that you want me to look at, leave it for me in the comment section down below and I'll make some more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.